What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JP with another video, and today we are reacting to a video by Omeezy. Now, listen, Omeezy, sometimes I rock with Omeezy and the things he says, sometimes I don't. I mean, he like 50-50. I like his relationship takes, but some of his societal takes, I'm like, I don't know. I rock with brother. He cool sometimes. Anyway, but he got a video talking about the streamer university with Lil Casanat. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Rakai. Alright, so the video is called AMP has a Rakai problem on their hands. So let's see what they talk about in this video. Cause we all know somebody that likes to ruin the operation. So we need to get that straight. So if you're watching this and you one of them people, we about to get you in check. Alright, let's go ahead and take that.
Kai needs to be stopped. By all means, this is not a hate video. Y'all gotta stop giving this the excuse that he's just a kid. Understand everybody's not the same. Some people don't think the same. They need to start disciplining this Rakai.
Now hold on, that's my young boy, Rakai. I'm sure it cannot be that bad. I'm sure that he's just being a little over the top and exaggerating.
That's a lot.
You just go right back, bro.
No, you did. I
Yes, I
had to fight.
did.
And after that, I come back in the room,
shit,
I'm
bro.
fighting you and Jamal at the same time.
Wait,
Now play around corner and take your ski.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. I'm assuming so. I'm gonna take that as that. So, all right.
No,
Come on, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, bro, chill.
Why are you throwing
On
water
my
in my
mother,
security
on
face?
my mother's soul was not me.
Hey, turn the camera off, man.
Huh?
Turn the camera off.
Bro, on my mother's life, of course, was not
No,
me.
that's crazy.
Oh my-
You throw water in the security face, bro?
Okay, we got something on our hands. Now, normally we can excuse this behavior as normal 16-year-old ignorance, which I think a lot of people have been
16.
doing. But coming off of Streamer University, there has to be a real examination of Rakai, his actions, his attachment to the group, and why streamers think that this is the way to make content going into 2025. Now, every time I try to make a video on Rakai, I get the news of the night and then upload it to my Notion, record it and everything like that. And as it's getting edited and ready to go, something different happens. And this time he pulled a prank that he thought was funny because his person who was doing his hairdresser messed up on his hair. So he called the cops to ask them how to sue. And it was a joke until the cops actually showed up.
Dad, word to my mother, the cops are here. Word to my mother, but I don't know how to become an address.
This is like kid 101.
Dad, I literally called the cops, but hung up mad quick. Niggas still put up. Yeah, they track our phone.
No. I mean, he's 16, so he don't know. But, bro. Listen. AMP is a large brand. Okay? All due respect. I don't know little bro like that, but he got to be somebody important if he taking over Consonants associated with Consonants name. AMP is a big brand. 16, someone that's 16, typically, especially if this is a first generation to this type of lifestyle, do not understand the gravity of how big AMP name is to not just their fans, but to like other brands that's associated with. If you are going to get a little homie to be a part of that brand, y'all gotta get him straight. Y'all got to. Y'all cannot let him slide, bro. It's serious, bro. Y'all gotta get him straight. I ain't gonna lie, I have him on some intern shit. Like, he would not be getting his own time on stream without me being there. Like, that's how big of a deal that is. And I'm not saying that he gotta be parented, but he kinda do. Until he get to an age to where, like, alright, I can trust you by yourself. Like, just giving him a name. I don't know the association, how this happened. But to give him that name is let him run with it. And not, I don't know. Let me watch this.
Rakai is a 16-year-old streamer who has risen to prominence by basically being a Kai Cenat clone, taking on that moniker and taking it to a whole nother level. He's a part of the AMPG League, as they are calling them, and he's been pumping out a lot of content and seeing a lot of success. But there's a lot of people asking, why is it that these content creators, namely the biggest of the big, want to be associated with a little kid who is hyperactive, who is doing all these crazy things, and is the
Right, like I get it for the like passing the torch. For one, too early for that. It's too early. Like you don't need to pass the torch right now. AMP just been popping for like 2-3 years. Like you don't need to pass the torch. And if you were, like, you can slowly integrate that. Saying he getting seeing mad success means you are giving him too much too early. He don't know what to do with all this information, all this clout at 16, bro. Come on, I was still wrestling with wrestling belts outside with my homies at 16. Like I couldn't imagine what to do. I couldn't imagine to do that with this at this age right now. That's crazy.
depicting themselves like this on the internet.
I'm a bitch. I'm a hoe. I don't have no rights. I'm a bitch. And I'm short and ugly and black.
What?
What the is this?
Now, a lot of people would say that this is just normal interactions and behaviors of a 16-year-old kid. Wasn't me when I was 16, but that's what people have been ultimately saying. And there have been a lot of people saying, you know, this is content. And I do agree to that to some extent. If we look at some of our favorite streamers or content creators back in the day, they used to do similar actions like this. Hell, I know Phantom from being that crash out on 2K who threw chairs through walls and doors and stuff like that and would rage every single time, you know, playing the game and losing. Raging was a thing. Raging is a thing. That is some sort of content. But it seems that the community is saying that Rakai is taking it too far and they are a little fed up of him, his actions, and his shenanigans.
Rakai don't got no. You know that that tells you I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. It's probably too far. That nigga Rakai don't got that.
I need one of them boomers. Boom. Like where I get one of those? I'm gonna look on Amazon. Boom. Let's see what you're talking about.
He don't got that.
Now, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what.
Nah, Deshae is a not a good example, doesn't be saying that, but hey, he cool folks, I guess.
Is. Although Deshae Frost is acting like the Spider-Man meme right here in his sentiments, those sentiments are being echoed by a larger portion of the community. That and why he is around adults in adult-like situations, which we can address in 2 seconds. Now, for me and my perspective, I see Rakai as being nothing more than an extension or an evolution of what's been going on in streaming over the past couple years. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing any of the incidents that happened at Streamer University, you know, the depictions of his room after the fact.
Yeah, like didn't he like shoot a girl in the eye with a BB gun? Crash out, man. Y'all gotta check that little homie.
Or, you know, his physical altercations, whether it be a fight with Dabo or the Orbeez incident.
Oh, chill.
I'm not taking it off, bro.
And we can only give so many excuses after time and time again situations like this happen, and now they're being escalated to where people are actually getting hurt. The one girl did get hit in the eye, and although it might have been stated that it was over exaggerated because she didn't end up in the hospital, she actually just ended up with an ice pack in her room. I still don't think that that should be something that's downplayed. Sure, it might have hit her on the skin of the eye and she was okay this time, but an Orbeez directly to the eye will literally blind somebody. That's the reason why they provide goggles and tell you don't aim at people's faces when it comes to playing with them. But I do say this is just the nature of the clip farming era that we are in, with the one-upping culture that we are in, just trying to be over the top. And when you have a frontal lobe that isn't even starting to develop or is just in the processes of developing, I mean, this is the result of this. This is what people find entertaining. This is what people find content. And it's no knock inherently to Rakai. He is just a product of the era in my perspective. But I do think that we should be looking at this era and being more careful about what we put out into the ethos to say that, hey, this is okay, this is what we condone, this is fine and dandy. Because just like how I was critical of the other people on Kick doing things like this, I would still have to be fair and be critical of Rakai doing these exact same actions. Now, because of Rakai's actions, a lot of people have been questioning whether or not he should be in these situations, not just because he doesn't know how to handle himself in these situations, but also because these are very adult-like situations that are around Rakai and in the surrounding areas. It's no secret that Kai Cenat and Collective continuously remind us that they are an adult platform. It's not their job to, influence the kids a certain way, or, they should be able to consume things like weed or alcohol.
But that means he shouldn't be on that platform though. So it's just too early. I think he started this train too early with Rakai. Should have waited, in my opinion. Like if he's too young and this on some adult shit, like why he even?
I ain't like, bro, this is it's 130,000 people watching, bro. You just said you're edging?
Nobody cares about edging.
Now it's like, okay, damn, I never knew my son was horny, so now she's putting two and two together.
She's looking at her bathroom wig. Like, what? She's looking at her towels and rags.
It's over,
Oh,
again.
let me see.
It's over.
Listen. Let me see what?
Now,
What you gonna
she's
do?
putting two and two together.
Let me see what?
Play the outro song
Let me
for
see
Rakai.
what?
Rakai's mom is now texting Kai Cenat to tell him, yeah, this is getting out of pocket and too far. Well, because he has put himself into adult situations, or at least the adults around him have welcomed him into these situations. I don't know how to frame this, but essentially Rakai is in these adult situations in which he shouldn't be in. And because part of the WL community is innuendos about sexual things or, alcohol or whatever the case may be, it only makes sense. And it only makes sense that he should not be there. I think it's fairly simple. Now, with that being said, do I believe that Kai Cenat and the people around him like Talil, Punga, Ray, or whatever the case may be aren't doing the best they can to protect him? Sure. Little Rodney's son is not having, Rakai be in these situations. However, the nature of the WL community is putting him in these situations. Do I think it would be different if Rakai was home? Probably not. He would still be making these jokes. But being in the environment puts you at an extraordinary opportunity to be exposed to a bunch of different things. And we've seen what's happened before in the past when young people, 15, 16 years old, are into these places and spaces, and it honestly does not end well.
This nigga burner page, whatever it is, someone running the second page is taking clips from 3-4 years ago, posting them with captions that aren't true, trying to defame me and try to drag me down with Act. Now, does Act run this page? I don't think so. Do Act most likely have control over this page? Yes. Act, you came on my Song Wars, you judged it. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I gotta stop letting kids in the space, bro. I know kids are the main ones consuming this type of content, but y'all got to chill with it. Y'all have to chill. Like it needs to be some type of. Man, at the end of the day, bro, they trying to draw in traffic. So until somebody loses the deal, that's really where it's gonna be. But shout out to Omeezy. Y'all can watch the rest of his video. I see the title up there. But yeah, Rakai, Kai Cenat, you need to let Brody bring him in slowly. Bring him in slowly as like a special guest, something slight. Then when he hits 17, going into 18, then you let him do his own thing and let him crash out by himself if that's what he's gonna do. But you could train him until then. That's just how I feel. Anyway, with that being said, y'all hit the like, subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button so your boy can grow, because I want to get monetized. So with that being said, I'm out until next time. Deuce.